All right, good morning, everybody. Here we are, September 23rd already. I tell you, time is just moving along. This month of September is almost over, and we'll be heading towards October. My goodness gracious me. Next thing you know, we'll be talking about December and cold weather and snow. We're not there yet, so we won't talk about it. All right, I can see on the weather map a little bit wide. This is the whole Atlantic, the wide view, if you will, particularly the tropical regions. A couple things here. Hurricane Fiona here, going past Bermuda and is heading up towards Atlantic Canada. And to be honest, it's not going to have any real direct impact in our weather. Indirectly, maybe, but not directly. And it's going to be a powerful storm for Atlantic Canada. So those of Nova Scotia, actually even further up Atlantic Canada, there it's a big storm. So hopefully they'll take it seriously, which they probably will. Also down here, you see this is the new potential hurricane that is likely to come up and head towards Florida. It's not a tropical storm yet, but it will be soon, and then it will looks like it'll head up. We'll have to see what that does, whether it affects our weather or not. If it does, it'll bring a pretty good soaking rain and very cool conditions for that day and night. But if it doesn't, we just got some really beautiful weather coming for the second half of next week. All right, here we go. Let's go through this. Fiona heading out, high pressure and control, not a big deal. Today, again, with some gusty winds a little bit at times. Temperatures, low 60s for high. A lot cooler, that's for sure. But very, actually great autumn-like weather. And you look here Saturday again, high pressure and control, some moisture beginning to build in this area, some other energy dropping down. We'll see that it'll affect Sunday and ruin the second half of Sunday into Sunday night for us. Otherwise, high pressure is in control for Saturday. And highs a little bit warmer into the 60s to perhaps maybe a spot or two of 70, but pretty much the upper 60s would be good. And then for Sunday, you see there's this moisture out here coming east, widespread showers coming in Sunday afternoon, maybe even right at noontime, something like that could be coming in. Could be a few try to sneak in before that, but overall, we're going to start off milder, and then when it rains, it'll get cooler. As you can see here, where it's raining, it's kind of in the, it's in the 50s and around 60. And where it's not, the high pressure gets in, temperatures rise into the around 70. So Sunday, I would think about 70 early, and then the rain starts and it cools off into probably the lower 60s or something like that. So it'll be not so pleasant in the afternoon, particularly later afternoon. And then you can see the showers move on out of here. There's just this big trough that's in the east here, and you've got nasty weather along the lakes with gusty winds, lots of showers coming off the lakes. But we don't live right by the lake, so we should have downsloping. So overall, Monday looks like it should be a pretty decent day. Got a gusty breeze once in a while, and perhaps a late day shower that comes up, brief shower, maybe even a brief little thunder shower. Probably just a brief shower is more likely. Highs on Monday up around 70 again. Very nice. The cool air just doesn't quite get into our area yet. You can see on Tuesday, still big trough, but you can see cooler air keeps filtering eastward. Again, not so pleasant along the right by a lot of the Great Lakes, particularly the more northeastern portions of them, but still not exactly the most pleasant on some of the lakes there. But again, for us, maybe some afternoon showers. And you can see this potential hurricane down here crossing Cuba. And then we see temperatures, you can see cooler temperatures in the low to mid 60s rather than 70. So again, Tuesday would be cooler, and Wednesday would be the coolest day. High pressure begins to try to move on in and take control, and you can see that it does. The cooler air begins to take control in our part, and you can see the hurricane down here by Florida. Again, that's the potential hurricane. And you see our highs on Wednesday only, right around 60 degrees, low 60s, a lot like today actually, like this Friday, it's the 23rd. So really a pretty pleasant day with some sun and clouds. And then you see the potential storm crossing Florida, maybe trying to head up the coast. This is a possibility. Don't look at the exact details, just kind of get the idea. Except for this storm, big high pressure takes control. And this would be for Thursday. Highs on Thursday, warming into probably the low to mid 60s. Again, a pleasant day, similar to today, just like, but maybe a few degrees warmer. And then we look at here. This is the difference for Friday. The Canadian is a lot slower with the storm, but it does then bring it up. And actually, with the Canadian, this is a position where we could get some really heavy rain, quite a bit of heavy rain in this setup because the way that high is. European is not quite as favorable for the heavy rain, but again, those are just minor, those are details, which we worked out later. But you can see the timing difference is very much so. There is a pretty decent possibility that this system will come up the coast and will affect us. It may not. If it doesn't, our weather will be beautiful. If it does, it'd be cool and rainy for that 24-hour period, or probably more like an 18-hour period at the most. What I mean by this, I'll illustrate it for you. Right now on the European, on Friday, they're calling for highs because of some rain coming in of between 55 and between 50 and 60 degrees in the areas where it's raining. So if the system affects us, it's going to be cool. It's going to be a chilly rain. But if it doesn't, look at the areas where it's not affecting. It's in the 60s. So it's it's a 10-degree difference. So it's going to be something where you can see the difference would be. I think the European is a little fast maybe, but tropical systems don't always hesitate. When they get moving, they tend to move sometimes once they get into the flow of the stream of the upper levels. So we'll see. And again, you can see here the European has the timing of it going on up. Again, I'm only using it for illustrative purposes. There is the possibility of that. But again, just so that you see, high pressure takes control. Where it's raining, it's chilly. It's actually the 40s and 50s up in New England. 40s would not be a factor for us. But again, if it rains in our area, it's going to be chilly. If it doesn't, we're in the 60s. We're in the 60s, so it's very pleasant. And then you can see that by Sunday, it's possibly out of here. The Canadian showing it's slower. It could be just leaving, but I think by Sunday, next Sunday, I would be thinking that it's pretty much out of here or leaving, depending on again if it affects us. And high temperatures would be just in the getting again very pleasant around 70 or into the lower 70s. So the idea here is that we have a beautiful Friday and Saturday coming up. Sunday starts nice, but then quickly, the widespread showers come in and it turns unpleasant Sunday afternoon. Monday looks like it's a pretty decent day. Tuesday overall pretty decent, and Wednesday too. So overall, yeah, you may get a few scattered showers on Monday and Tuesday, but not a big deal. Overall, pleasant early fall days. Thursday, beautiful day. Next Friday, I would say would be at this point, I would say probably a pretty nice day as well. The question mark comes in for like Friday night, Saturday night into Sunday. Does that potential hurricane impact our weather? If it does, it's chilly and wet. If not, it's gorgeous and beautiful fall weather. That's pretty much what we have. High pressure is going to be in control for the most part. We do have some rain early next, Sunday and, basically Sunday afternoon into Sunday night is probably the biggest area. And then the other potential is the remnants from that is the potential storm, that hurricane. Otherwise, it's really pretty nice. So enjoy the weather. It's great what God has created. So enjoy it. All right. Have a great day.